he don't need no introduction, so to speak. Bishop Lamont. Bishop, what's cracking, dog?
Man, I'm happy to be here.
Man, you know what? We might as well go into that because we got two people here. Because I know 8 was one of those dudes that was real vocal about what the fuck is these new niggas coming in talking all this shit for?
Mm-hmm.
All these
Nothing
new
personal against any particular artist of that.
Yes, sir.
I've never had any drama, so to speak, um, with any new artist. I love any artist coming up out the West Coast trying to uplift
Mm-hmm.
what we have as far as music and the foundation of the West Coast, you know. But it's some of us old cats, we just had took it a little offensive by saying New West because we felt like we were all West as a whole and what was changing as far as new artists coming from the West Coast. We just wanted to keep it West Coast.
Yes, sir.
You get me? But no disrespect to none of the new artists representing the West Coast because let's face it, we all gotta advance and we all gotta uplift uh, whatever is coming out of the
Right.
West Coast and representing us as a whole because a lot of people kind of write us off every now and then when we tend to not follow the trendy shit
Right.
or try to follow what's going on as far as hip hop concerned. You know what I'm saying?
Message. But first off, thank you for bringing up this conversation because to have this conversation with you of all
Yeah.
is a blessing because we never had that back then. But the
Mhm.
first misconception about the New West was thinking that we was excluding our big homies, our peers. We were saying New West for anybody that never got an opportunity. A nigga could be 50-something years old. You could have been the ghostwriters or the producers, whatever it was behind these other people. We tired of being stepped on and used as X, Y, and Z. And so that's what that rebellion was really about. And it was only targeted at those that was hating on us.
Yeah.
And that was Ice Cube and Snoop at the time.
Okay.
Clearly, that's what that was. And it was crazy to see it happen.
And I
because-
never knew that.
Exactly.
Y'all felt like why did you feel because I never like I said when it came to guys like you, I knew what you was about, your
Bless.
penmanship, you know what I'm saying? You put your work in, a lot of the homies knew about Bishop, you feel me? So
And I was your biggest fan because I lived off Clymar in a laundry.
Right,
And I would be
yeah.
up at West Park. And I would
Okay,
be
yeah,
down there
yeah.
at the liquor store. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
I seen you.
So
It was
I
the
mean,
real thing.
you know,
So there's a difference with the real ones that we look up to, and then others that was like, nah, fuck that. What we were frustrated about though was that why do we have to keep going through this concentration camp? It's not a thing of an institution. It's a thing where I'm gonna use you for all your writing, take all your styles. I'm gonna use you for all your producer ideas, your fashion ideas. Once I've drained you, then I'll release you. But what will you look like? You'll look like a replica. So why do we have to partake that way? We are down to work with y'all. That's what we were doing.
Right.
But when you don't want to pay us, or you don't want to treat us right, or you don't want us to have our space. I remember when Snoop told me on the phone after it was done. Shouts out to Dada and Day One for making that happen. But he put us together on the phone, and he was like, "I want to apologize for what went on with that, but I just felt like it wasn't y'all time to be on the court yet." You know what I'm saying? It's the little homies. And I said, I understand that, but isn't your right to tell us that? If we can ball you up on the court, it's our time. Just like when it was your time and y'all had to bust out from under easy. Even though we didn't like the way that went down, that's what happened. Because it was like a civil war to us. Because we fans of everybody. So that's not what the New West wanted. My principles was based on like the barbershop picture, the arm reaching over the wall. I believe in Bunchy Carter. I believe in Fred Hampton. You understand? The principles of each one teach one and reach. That's the movement because the more people we put on, the more power we have like the South. We was losing.
true.
More niggas was having to run to the East Coast and get signed to East Coast labels instead of having it thriving on the West Coast and having all this talent in our backyard. So we can fortify things and do it better than niggas did it before. That's what it was supposed to be about. But then Ice Cube started saying so much shit and blah blah blah. I just went real left, and they started picking sides, thinking it was an ageism. No, this is about niggas having an opportunity to shine. All these niggas that never got credits on albums, that never got their names on what they wrote, that never saw no royalty checks. Fuck that. We knocking down the doors. I'm up at the beat trying to get every nigga on the radio. Tawala, ask Tawala, ask Dorsey Fuller. I was trying to get everybody through the door. We go to Power 106. I'm telling E-Man, listen to all these niggas. Why aren't we playing West Coast niggas? That was the New West movement. Kiki Loco was with us. All blessings. All kind of people was with us. Little Ice Cube. I can't remember all the cats that was with us. Delron. So many OGs was Jazzy. Blessings to Jazzy. Was navigating me. I had counsel with elders. I wasn't going against my heroes. So that's it. I'm gonna stop. But thank you for this. I ain't even thought about that shit in years.
I could definitely feel that because as an artist coming up in that time, I never, felt like I was even on that, Ice Cube Snoop Dogg level. I never reached out to nobody's camp. You feel me? Like, I guess just from day one, I just felt like fuck it. It was just me and Chill and Slip, and I'm not gonna try to give a demo to Cube. I'm not gonna try to give a demo to Dre.
See?
I'm like fuck it, because I came up off hood mentality. It was just me and the homies in the hood. Fuck everybody on the outside. So I never looked to go get discovered by nobody else.
There you go.
So, did I feel like, damn, how come I ain't, the Ice Cubes? And how come, I felt like at a point, what, niggas blackballing a nigga?
Message.
Because, shit.
Message.
Nigga, I'm spitting the same ghetto fucking tales, and I'm fucking preaching about the tales from the hood, and, and I wasn't about, let's go to the club and party. I was about, niggas getting shot on the block every
And let's
day.
say this on top of that. How dope is it when we looking at Can It All Be So Simple and your ass is right there with Wu-Tang. Then you on the Shimmy Shimmy Ya remix. That's how
I got a lot of
worldwide.
respect from East Coast dudes.
But that's how dope you was, and they recognized it. And we saw that. Like he universal. Universal.
I got
that was dope
shout out Primo, shout out Wu-Tang,
Yes,
shout
sir.
out Old Dirty. I mean,
Yes,
shout out
sir.
Buster.
Yes, sir.
Shout out motherfucking Pete Rock. I fucked with a lot of East Coast dudes. I know, not that, I didn't fuck with my West Coast homies, but like you said, I seem to got more respect from
You were MC.
East Coast dudes.
You
And
were
that was me.
MC.
I was MC8.
Hey, let me ask
I know
both
what
of
it
y'all-
is. I know an MC when I hear him
for sure.
rhyme.
Let me ask
Stop
both
it.
of
I'm a
y'all
fan.
something.
I study. Yes, sir.
See, at that time, the West Coast suffered really bad from what I call a quoted on syndrome.
Yeah.
Everybody that ever came out the West Coast that was successful came up under the NWA family tree.
Right.
They were either a byproduct of Dr. Dre, they were either a byproduct of Ruthless Records. They fell from that
There
branch.
you go. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Above the Law had Snoop before Dre did.
Yes.
They had, Snoop and Warren, they was messing with Above the Law, and they had kind of took the whole G-Funk thing over there, to Dre, and that's
Shouts out
what
to
happened.
Hutch. We used to have a
lot of
thing
people
called Real
don't
Nigga
give ATL
Mondays.
credit.
We used to talk on the phone about it. Hutch was putting me up on all that in the real history. That's why it was so weird when, all this stuff happened with Easy and all that. But that's what happens with business, and stuff goes wrong, and it's the wrong people in the mix. But yes, but that was the problem, because imagine, why does everybody have to come under the umbrella of just these individuals? Let people go be their own people, because it's like a molestation situation. They want everybody to get fucked. No. Learn from the mistakes and let other people do better. Get off that sick disease and stop handing that down. We need more success here. A lot of our young cats that were on their way to success got murdered. Think about the young cats we had. Was it the Teach Me How to Dougie? Was that the
The kids, the homie
about
Big
the
Y had
things-
them. Big Y.
Yeah, bless Big Y. So it's like, you think about this and opportunities and how big these songs are going and what can change these children's lives and their families' lives and how big we can go. it kept getting knocked down. That was a whole nother aspect of it. We got to push and be able to get people other places. But you know, when we go to Capitol or we go to Def Jam, are you down with Dr. Dre? Are you down with Snoop? Are you down with so-and-so? Why do we got to be down with anybody? Why can't you just listen to the demo? If you ain't got no affiliations with any of those houses, they don't want to sign you.
And that's almost
So,
a
you know what I mean?
byproduct.
There was a lot of that back then.
Yeah.
That's
It was
almost
just
a
like,
byproduct.
I was fortunate enough to like sneak in the side door when Easy and Dre and them started cracking. You know how the labels do. They sit up and go, oh, that's cracking. We need to find one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was fortunate enough that I had a motherfucking, snake who was able to snake his way in and use the shoulder rubs he knew from, oh, I know this cat, and I know this cat. Listen to these cats.
Boom.
You get me? And they were like, oh, so to them it was like, we got us one of them. Like, we didn't actually fall from up under the Easy umbrella, but like a motherfucker was breaking in the house and they left the motherfucking side window open. And we was able to climb through the side window before the whole trickle down of, oh, do you know Easy?
Yep.
Do you know Dre? Do you know Snoop or Cube? Or, we was able to get a deal off of that. And fortunate I was able to build off of that to where I didn't have to wait to come up under the Easy, Dre, Cube umbrella. I mean, because let's face it, that was the West Coast. Yeah. You fell up under those umbrellas.
Yeah, it was that in the Bay Area. It was like a whole nother galaxy.
Boom. And we missed the opportunity with them because we wouldn't support them when that hyphy move was moving big. If we can just unify, we could put a stranglehold on shit like the South did, like the New York did. It's time for us to get some rings. That's what the New West was about.
Well, you know how we are.
Yeah, I know, but it's just
how we are as far as, and that's unfortunate for us as far as, and I don't know if you want to put that on neighborhood ties or I don't know what it is, but as far as with the West Coast, we just can't do that shit.
And we should be able to. You know what I mean?
We just don't want to see that.
I always wanted to ask.
It is funny because if you did come up under a nigga, you not finna get what that nigga getting. You feel me?
Message.
So you gon' probably be subject to be held up under a certain level if you sign to a motherfucker.
Hey, I want to ask you.
The big dog don't want you. Now, you got as much talent. You probably could lap a nigga on the track a couple of times. And so if the big dogs see that, they're probably gonna do whatever's in their power to keep you at a certain level.
Message.
You ain't gonna get as much promotion. You're not gonna get as much radio play. You're not, instead of seeing the vision of, I can promote this nigga. I don't give a fuck. I sell platinum. So what if he sell double, triple platinum?
Lil Wayne did
That's
Drake.
more motherfucking money in my motherfucking cut because I'm a businessman.
Gangsta Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth.
Gangsta Chronicles, this is not your